Welcome to the third battle of week number 10 of the FNF Victory Road Draft League Season 3. This battle is going to be pitting Pharaoh's team, Prism Armory Reforged, versus Tiller's team, which is Galactic Goons. Both of these trainers are vying to get into playoffs. I think that Tiller has a pretty good chance because he's at 5-4 right now, but a big enough loss might exclude him from that. Pharaoh definitely needs to win this to get into playoffs, so this is going to be a very interesting match for sure. Both these trainers are going to be trying their best. The Mega Pokemon in this battle are Mega Bayonet and Mega Altaria respectively, and then we have Araquanid with Z-Any. We also have Thunderous Therian with Z-Any and Tapu Bulu with Z-Attack privileges. So taking a look at this battle, it looks like Registeel is actually going to be very useful for Pharaoh in this, being able to take some attacks from Mega Altaria and Tapu Bulu, even Bisharp to an extent. So it's going to be a very premier wall, probably going to set up some rocks, and I also think Kartana could be really good depending on what move it uses and if it's Scarfed or not, but Smart Strike is going to be very nice versus Mega Altaria and Tapu Bulu as well, which are very big offensive threats. I'm curious to see if he's setting up a Sticky Web, but versus Bisharp, that is very risky, especially because of its Dark typing, which does hurt Pharaoh's team pretty hard. Nothing resists it. So Bisharp's going to be one of those really strong Pokemon, especially if it has Sucker Punch. And then on Pharaoh's team, on Tiller's team, yeah, Bisharp's going to be really good, especially with the Swords Dance up. The Sucker Punch will have the ability to do some major sweeping. I do think that he's probably going to try to defog with Mandibuzz if rocks go up, or Sticky Web. Depending on if he wants to access Defiant, he might even leave Sticky Web. And then Thunderous Therian also looks like a very powerful Pokemon. It hits extremely hard on the special side, and generally its typing is very nice versus Pharaoh's team. So we're going to see how this goes. I do expect quite a bit of offense from Tiller. That's just regular Tiller. And Pharaoh's going to have a mix of offense and defense, I think. I'm wondering if he's running that offensive Toxapex as he usually does, which is really interesting to see. So let's jump right in. In terms of leads, I think we'll see Registeel versus Cobalion. Probably both of them going to want to set up rocks. So we do have Remington the Registeel, and we do have Cobalion, Shelter Regulus, 2 for 2 here. And it's actually a taunt coming from Shelter Regulus, so that's going to prevent the Stealth Rock from going up on Remington. Shelter Regulus now can go for its own Stealth Rock and also go for the close combat. Very nice lead for Tiller. And a good anti-lead. So there's a Seismic Toss coming from Remington. Shelter Regulus takes 30%, and there's a close combat on Remington, lowering its defenses. Shelter Regulus now at 29%. It does have a Life Orb as well. The taunt is over, but Remington can't take another close combat. There's another close combat being thrown out by Shelter Regulus. Remington restoring a little HP with those leftovers. Probably going to switch out now. Will Tiller call out the switch out into possibly Bayonet or Toxapex? Actually, he just goes for the close combat. That's going to take down Remington. The score is 5-6. Shelter Regulus now at 19%, and there's no way for Pharaoh to set up rocks. So Pharaoh's going to have a little bit of a tough time, especially because he doesn't have Defog or Rapid Spin. So the hazard game, Tiller is definitely winning the hazard game in this scenario. Good Boy, the Mega Bayonet, comes out at 88%, Shelter Regulus at 19%. We see the Shadow Sneak taking out Shelter Regulus, and the score is now 5-5. I think we might see Bisharp. Yeah, Chozy Achilles, the Bisharp comes out. Will we see the Sucker Punch or Pursuit? There's a Will-O-Wisp, but it is immune to the Will-O-Wisp because of Prankster not affecting Dark types. Down goes Mega Bayonet. Score is now 4-5. Europa, the Araquanid, comes in. Will a knockoff from Chozy Achilles be enough to take out Europa, though? I think it maybe might, depending on what item Chozy Achilles has. Maybe it's a choice band. If it is a choice band, I think it might be enough. If not, we might see a switch out. So there's that Swords Dance, and the Leech Life is going to bring Chozy Achilles down to 70%. Europa at 91%, and there's a knockoff bringing Europa down to 2%. The Soak is going to cause chose the Achilles to become water type. It loses its stab on its moves, which is going to be pretty good for Pharaoh, but it is Swords Dance, so that is pretty dangerous. And another knockoff takes down Europa. The score is 3-5. In comes Goromaki the Kartana. So now we might see a grass move. There's a Sucker Punch, and Leaf Blade takes down Chozi Achilles. Score is 3-4. Yeah, that Sucker Punch did not have any stab. And Dead Phoenix the Mandibuzz comes in. Sacred Sword's going to hit pretty decently hard, 45% on Dead Phoenix. And the Foul Play takes down Goromaki. The score is 2-4. Dead Phoenix at 55%. In comes Delirium the Toxapex. And a Roost is going to allow Dead Phoenix to go back to 100%. Delirium goes for the Poison Jab. That does minimal damage, and that Rocky Helmet's going to be a pain for Delirium. Foul Play not doing much, 13%. There's the knockoff on Dead Phoenix. That's going to remove the Rocky Helmet. So now Delirium at 55%, and it won't have any recoil damage from hitting anymore. Baneful Bunker is not going to work, and Delirium now at 61%. Blast Genius is here. We might see that Nasty Plot. There's a Baneful Bunker. Will it be a Nasty Plot? Indeed it is. This is Blast Genius's time to go for the cleanup. And the Thunderbolt takes down Delirium. The score is 1-4. We haven't reached turn 20 yet. This is a very Tiller match because it is so offensive. Photomancer comes out at 88%. We might see the Z move. Note Thunderbolt takes down Photomancer, and that is the match. It's a 4-0 victory for Tiller and Galactic Goons over Pharaoh's team, Prism Armory Reforged. Very nice match between these two players. So this is going to be Tiller's secure. Tiller secures his spot in playoffs with this, and Pharaoh put up a really good season. He definitely improved tremendously from his participation in Orberg. Almost made playoffs, so very good performance, Pharaoh. And tune in for some more Week 10 matches. It's going to be very interesting to see how it unfolds. So thanks for tuning in. Until then, this is Noel from Hypno Slumber Party.